This trigger out of the gun. First thing you notice. Oh, it has CO2 in it still. Huh.
I love my boots broken, I love my camo hat. Don't mind a little paint on my jeans, yeah, I roll like that. I love driving my truck across the railroad track. If you hit it too quick, it'll hit you right back. I love a fresh cut field with the first frost on. How it shines like gold when the sun turns on. I love the sound of them wheels, my baby singing along. When boys and summer comes on. I love my small town world, I love a country girl, I love a Friday night. Man, I love this life, sound of an old dirt.
The topic of today's video is going to be actually airsoft related, as stated before. I want to kind of ease you guys into really my experience with airsoft so far, and more easing you into the airsoft part of this channel. I've been into airsoft for a pretty good chunk of my life. Not as much as fishing, but maybe a couple years less than fishing. Ever since I was about 5 years old, I got into airsoft. I think my cousins got me into it a little bit, and then I started doing some research, and I've been pretty into it. And especially these past couple of years, I've been doing a lot of more research, but I haven't been able to get an airsoft gun because parents don't really trust. I've had Springers when I was a kid, so they always bought me airsoft guns. I had a whole bunch of Springers, and one thing they don't trust me with is actually breaking the guns. But that's because I always got the UK arms off of, have you ever seen the lots on eBay? For like $50 you get 5 guns, and it's all UK Springers, and they're cheap pieces of junk. So yeah, they broke on me, and Sam was me and my brother love to shoot each other with them all the time. And especially lately, I've had this little friend of mine. I'm pretty sure it was him. He hasn't quite admitted it yet, but shout out my dad's mirror with a BB gun. So, yeah, we're working on actually being able to have my parents trust me. Hopefully this past Christmas I get an AK DMR build I'm trying to get going. So, but I just want to go over not all of my gear, but more of what the heart and soul of airsoft is. Pretty much everybody would think is my firearms. I have 2 pistols. I have 5 available to me, but 3 of them actually. No, only 2 of them. I have 4 available to me, not 5. 2 of my brothers. He has a Springer and a CO2, and I have 2 CO2s right here in this box right here. I will get to, but again, still trying to ease my parents and let me do a lot more airsoft. In the videos, you probably see me using other guns. That's because the team I play with is usually pretty nice with some of the game modes we have. Kind of have us switching around guns, and you can have your designated role and all that. And usually, if we're playing squad deathmatch, sometimes I'll go on a team with my friend Chris, and he's a really good team player. I'll be sitting there. I'll usually be using my CO2 pistol. I do pretty good with it, but I'll be sitting there, and if I see somebody out of my range, I'll turn to him and whisper to him, "Hey, Chris, let me borrow your AEG real quick," and we'll switch guns real quick. And it usually ends up in a pretty positive result. I usually get the person too, and it's really good teamwork between us because usually people aren't going to give up their guns too much. But we've been friends for golly since I moved out here, so we have a really good trust between the 2 of us. We're like brothers, so really good teammate to play with, and it's just and that's something really, if you want to get an airsoft, it's really great way to make friends and work on leadership and teamwork. But yeah, so let's try getting these guns. Enough blabber about everything else, and let's get into the review. Now, if y'all looked at my Instagram, which I will put in the link below, it's hidden stick outdoors on Instagram too. So this might look a little familiar. So the box I have a picture of on my Instagram thing. It's just a cheap box that came with my brother's M92. Slide these out. Opens right up. There's my babies right there. Not something really fancy and whatnot, but they're not blowback. I think blowback's kind of a waste. I think it less efficient, and it kind of, I mean, there's not really a follow-up shot with a pistol, but it kind of moves you off sight. So I like non-blowbacks better. As you can see, CO2 capsules. So let's get into them. All right, so here's my first of the two I'm gonna go over. More of the lesser of the two. I want to save the best for last, but as you can obviously, it's a handgun, it's a pistol. Yeah, it's what I run right now. Not saying I haven't ever ran my own. I mean, I've already said that I used my friend, but I haven't. It's not like I haven't used one of my own primaries. It's just that most of my primaries, I've only had probably 2 rifles. They're more or less swimming with the fishes right now. But anywho, yeah, that's what happens when you kind of are on a budget with your parents, and you're just like, oh no, you're just gonna break them, or you're just gonna like get bored of them. I'm still not bored of playing airsoft. It's one heck of a sport. So, let's get into it. This is a Umarex HK USP. You can see right there. It's a very, it's kind of a bigger gun. They do make a compact version of this firearm, real steel, but this is the full-size version. All right, well, let me move the box really quick. It's kind of distracting, but this is the full size. It's kind of big. You can see by my hand. Full-size handgun. It's a really decent handgun. I really like it. Funny thing, I got this where I got my brother's rifle, as you probably saw in what I just showed you. It was that M14. Yeah, it was like, I don't know what was up with that place. I guess they had used firearms. I thought they were new, but that's what you kind of get. They're probably boneyard guns. They're out of box and everything. But we got that. First thing, his motor was shot as soon as we bought it. It would not rev up. It couldn't shoot. So that was done. We took it apart for parts, as you saw, and I got this there too. And funny thing, if you noticed, no magazine. That's because when I got the magazine, it had no loading spring in it, so there was no possible way to actually use the magazine. I had a redneck rig it. I know there's a picture on my other Instagram. I'll probably post it tonight on my Instagram, but it shows I dismantled a whole bunch of pens and just made one long spring out of the pen springs, and it worked for a while. But those pen springs aren't as sturdy, so they kind of started just bending out of shape and not staying in shape and being able to support those BBs back up and feed. So I gave them that. I should be getting a new magazine pretty soon. It's been out of commission for quite some time, but hopefully we get it going again. So I actually really like this USP. It's not bad. Again, it's a definitely, like, when I say lower, I'm going to call it lower end, but when I say lower end, it's not like, there's like high end, medium, low end, and then there's just like trash. Low end is something you can buy at like maybe Bass Pro Shops or Walmart. Trash is something more like UK Arms. I don't want to like keep saying UK Arms is all trash and stuff because some people might like them, but I had nothing but bad experience with UK Arms. So, but this one is a pretty good, sturdy gun. As you can see, it shows some features on here. First thing you probably notice is that safety right there. Really nice, very comfortable. It's easy to switch on and off in case you're in a tight spot. It is, I do believe, it's not polymer. It's probably like ABS plastic and some metal. Trigger's metal. Pretty sure the entire receiver is plastic, but yeah. It's a pretty good sturdy build. It's lasted me this long. It's a pretty good replica of the actual USP. You got a rail space here. You got rail space here. Your ambidextrous mag release. So the sights. The sights are really nice. They're like kind of like night sights, basically. You see there. Very nice. The trigger pulls kind of bit, but you know, you get used to it real quick. You can fire off rounds pretty quick if you're used to it. But overall, nice gun. I appreciate Umarex having like their cheap guns have quality to them. And like, I can't even really say how efficient it is because I haven't used it efficiently myself because it's been hard. This not only the magazine I had was broken with the spring, but it had a leak in it, and that's the reason I got rid of it, is because it wasn't even the springs. The springs were pretty much okay, I guess, besides the fact that they bend a lot. But it just leaked, and I could not use it. You'd shoot it, and it would just it's done. So, yep, that's my HK USP. Um, I used to run this with I had an HK 416 that I bought. It was also an Umarex AAG. That one's gone too because I I think there was something wrong with the wiring, and then eventually my dad tried fixing it, and then the motor ended up getting broke on that too. So that's for parts now too, in case I need them. Uh, so, but I didn't realize until I ended up getting this, in about a week afterwards. I'm like, I'm running a Navy SEAL loadout, pretty decent loadout. I loved running it. I just had this holstered on my side all the time in case I got in a tight spot. I really wish I had some footage to show you guys of me playing with this gun. I don't have any of me playing with my other one that I'm about to show you guys either, but definitely I will be getting that out soon because I'm not like, I'm on a budget here, guys. I don't have a GoPro, but I do have something I like to call my redneck GoPro. I might do a review on that sometime, but for now, that's what I gotta stick with, and hope you guys enjoy my future videos. So that's it for the HK USP by Umarex, and let's go on to my next gun. Yeah, we all go through phases. I know sometimes you just like everybody does it. I've been through phases, obviously, and I'm about to talk about one. It's just like, oh my god, my life's gonna be this way right now. So what I want to talk about is what I'm going to dub my Speed Gonzalez phase, kind of an airsoft. It's just like, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna run everywhere and shoot everybody before anybody else can, just murder everybody. So that's why I got this gun, because I wanted something that was light and I can shoot fast enough. So I got this, and do you know what? Want to know what this is? Exactly what I like, the complete opposite of what I wanted. This is the Vulcan VT M84. It's a replica off of the Beretta M84, and it is just such a good replica because it's 1-to-1 in size scale and definitely in weight, because it's got a bit of heft to it. It's where I read it, it said it was a quarter pound in weight, and I'm like, that's kind of the lightest one I can find. So I'm like, all right, we'll get it and we'll run it. And I assume the trigger pull wouldn't be bad, seeing that I've heard good things from Vulcan. I know I haven't heard too much things about their pistols. Maybe I should have thought more into that, but definitely heard a lot about Vulcan. So I'm like, all right, we'll get it. It should be fine. And I got it, and I'm going to insert a clip right now of my reaction when I pulled it out of the box. I gotta somehow find out how to actually open up this box. But maybe I just take the pistol out? Oh, dude, there's no way this thing is as heavy as it said it was. This thing's way heavier. So as you can see there, I was kind of shocked by the weight. The thing was kind of hefty. I was like, oh my god, this thing is a lot heavier than I thought. So I'll pick it up. It's heavier than probably any airsoft gun I own right now. It's not a completely bad gun. It's better than the UK Arms Springer that my brother has, but that's about it. So let's go over the details here. As you can see, it's actually mostly metal. The grip's right here. The only part of the receiver that's plastic. Everything else is metal on here. That's probably why it's so heavy. It's pretty cool to the touch. That's why I'm not used to all metal guns, because again, I'm on a budget usually. And I prefer ABS plastic because it's durable and it's lightweight. But metal is pretty good too, since I kind of go through guns like just like that. So, but it's really nice textured grip. It feels pretty nice in the hand. Again, all metal. Serrations right here when they don't make a difference. It's again, not blowback. It's just an interesting kind of design that Beretta went with for their Chino models. Safety's on. Only it's for right-handed shooters, I'm assuming, for the index finger. It's sometimes gets harder to use, but I got pretty used to it. And the trigger pull is just annoying. And something that I've seen people point out on other reviews of this gun is that, tell me what you see the first time you pull this trigger out of the gun. First thing you notice. Oh, it has CO2 in it still. Huh. My brother put some CO2 in it and never took it out. But, yeah, if you didn't notice, that silver inner barrel comes out. It's really annoying, and it just, like, besides the point, the trigger pull is just atrocious. It's terrible. You just, like, gotta put so much weight on that trigger, and it shoots. But I can still shoot pretty rapid with this thing. I wasn't too upset after I got a hang of it, but every time I let somebody use it, like, oh my god, what's wrong with your gun? And I'm like, it's annoying, I know, and they'll sit the inner barrel, like, I think it's something wrong with your gun. I'm like, no, it's some kind of design, I don't know, but overall, it's not the worst gun I've ever used. It's okay for a sidearm if you're in a tight spot and you just need to pop off a few rounds. Here's some sights. Not as good as the USP sights, but pretty good. Hammer is not functional. Slide's not functional since it's not blowback. I can't believe how terrible this trigger pull is, but I still use it. Who cares? Mag release right there. They got one of them stick mags because it's one of the cheaper CO2 guns. The spring broke as soon as I got the thing. It doesn't stick down anymore, but you can still load it. It's a metal magazine. You can see it's already been used, so that's that. And the thing about these is they're not hard to come by. You can buy these in Walmart. Actually, no, you can't even anymore. I don't know about you guys. I've heard not only mine, but I heard a couple Walmarts have just stopped selling airsoft stuff. About the only thing you can get is CO2 and BBs, so they still have BB guns, but that's it. Anyway, here's the gun unloaded. Not too much weight difference, but right there, as you can see, you put an Allen key and you do lefty loosey, take it out, and that's where you put your CO2. Ready tight, you put back in. You're ready to go. The magazine holds about 12, maybe 13 BBs in it. So you gotta constantly keep reloading. Hopefully, you gotta, God bless you with the speed loader, because I'm sitting there trying to load it like a real firearm sitting there. Or sometimes if I'm using my brain, I'll just slide it all the way down and put them through that little hole right there. But yeah, I talk a lot of crap about this gun, but it's definitely got me out of a lot of tight spots. Definitely used it when I needed it, so pretty good gun, I guess, if you're on a budget. But overall, you can do better. But I love it. It's my gun. So that's that. So yeah.